Welcome to the class of additional mathematics. Okay, so today's lesson we are going to look at simultaneous equation in this form. Okay, so let us see how we are going to answer this question, which was actually brought in 2024 GCE paper 1, the previous exam. Okay, so let us see how we are going to solve this question. Solution. Okay, so they are saying solve the simultaneous equation. So when they say simultaneous, it means you have to save two masters at a go. So we have two equations there. We have to answer them at once. Okay, that's why they are using this word simultaneous. Okay, now, as you may be aware, we have got different methods that we can use there. Okay, we have elimination method, we have substitution, and many other. But according to the question, when you look at the question, this question, the suitable method that you can use is the substitution method, and is the one that we are going to apply. Okay, so we are going to make one of these equations. We are going to pick one of these equations to make one letter to be the subject of the formula. As you may be aware, here we have got two letters, x and y, that we are using. Okay, so now we are getting the first equation so that we can make either x or y the subject of the formula. Now let us go direct to x, because x, the coefficient of x is 1. So we can just use this one, whereby we just say x is equals to, this is 6. Okay, then this is positive 2y. When it goes this side, crossing this sign, it will be what? Negative 2y. Okay, now that you have come up with this, we can now use the second equation to substitute. This time around, where there is x, we have to put 6 minus 2y. Okay, so this is x, so we are going to say 6 minus 2y. Remember there is a square there, then plus 6 minus 2y. This is x, no wonder why I've put this, then y outside. Okay, then minus y squared equals 19. Then from there, here we have got 6 minus 2y. There are 2 because the power there. So we are going to separate them like this. 6 minus 2y. Then 6 minus 2y. Okay? That is the rule which is there. Then from there, we say plus 6 minus 2y. Then y minus y squared. So this one equals 19. So let us actually simply now expand this. We are going to say 6 times 6 is 6. 6 times negative 2y, negative 4y. Then negative 2y times 6, negative 12y. Then negative 2y times negative 2y, positive 4y. Okay. Then we come to plus. Plus, we have this one. Y times 6 is 6y. Y times negative 2y, negative 2y squared. Then here we have minus y squared equals 19. Okay, now for us to simplify this, we have to observe the like terms. Okay, so here we have 36. Then this can be simplified because they are like terms. Negative 12y minus 12y, the answer is negative 24y. Okay, then here we have this is 4y squared. This is 4y squared. Yes, this is 4y squared, because when we say negative 2y times negative 2y, the answer is positive 4y squared. Okay, so we write this one, 4y squared, then plus 6y. This also they are like terms, so they can be simplified. So we are going to say negative 2y squared minus y squared. The answer will be negative 3y squared equals 19. Okay, equals 19. Then, yes, so now we added this, then we came up with negative 3y squared equals 19. Then again, we still have like terms here, if you can observe. So we have negative 24y, we also have 6y here. So this can be simplified, this. Okay? So we are going to drop this 36. Okay? 36, we drop that. Then negative 24y plus 6y, we are going to have negative 18y. Then positive 4y squared minus 3y squared. The answer is positive y squared. Then these are cancelled also, equals 19. Then we can use this other part of the body. So now from there, we are going to write like this. We need to rearrange this. Now, but before that, 36 minus 18y plus y squared minus 19 equals 0. Okay, so what we have just done here, this 19, we have taken it to the left hand side. And here we are going to remain with a 0. This is what has happened here. Then from there now, this can be simplified. So this is 36. So let us rearrange them like this. So y squared minus 18y, then plus 36 minus 19 equals 0. So again, we drop this y squared minus, we drop 18y. 36 minus 19, the answer is positive 17. Okay, equals 0. Yes, so what is this type of equation? So when you reach here now, you have to identify the type of equation that you have just formed. So this type of equation is the quadratic equation. So now from here now, you are going to consider which method are you going to use, because quadratic equation have got 3 methods. Okay, 1 completing square method, 2 factorization method, 3 formula method. So now here we are going to use the simpler one, which is factorization method. Now for that one again, there are some items that you are supposed to identify, okay, that you are supposed to have for you to do what? To proceed with that same method, which I've just mentioned, factorization method. So 1, you should have a product. 2, you should have a sum. 3, you should have the factor, okay? Factors. So now, how do we find these now? How do we find product? The way we find product, you come to the first term, which has got a square. You get the coefficient of that term. The coefficient of this one is 1. The coefficient of y squared is 1. Then you come to the constant number, which is 17. So 1 times 17, the answer will be 17. Then you come to sum. How do we find sum? Sum, we just get the middle number, okay? The middle term. Then you get the coefficient of that. The 18y. What is the coefficient of negative 18y? The coefficient is negative 18. Okay, that would be your sum. Then we come to factors. So for factors, it means we are going to look for 2 numbers. When we multiply them, we should have 17. When we add those same 2 numbers, we should have negative 18. What are those 2 numbers? So this is what we are going to look at. Okay, so the numbers actually that we are going to look for here, if you are to actually find those numbers, when you multiply them, you have 17. Then when we add them, negative 18. So for you to identify those numbers, first of all, you need to list the factors of 17. So factors of 17, actually, we will have 1 and 17 itself. There are only 2. So these are the same number that we can use. Okay? So 1 and 17. Now, since when adding we are having a negative 18, so it means those numbers should be negative. Negative 1, then negative 17. Because when you multiply negative 1 times negative 17, the answer is going to be positive 17. Then when you add negative 1 plus negative 17, the answer will be negative 18. So these are the factors which we are supposed to use. So now that we have the factors in place, we can now proceed with this one. Okay, so now we are going to say y squared. Now, for the factors, for this term now, we are going to substitute this 18, negative 18 by these two factors that we have. Okay, so the first one, we have negative 1, which is negative y. Okay, then minus 17y. Okay, then plus 17 equals 0. Okay, so from there now, we can divide them like this. Okay, then we factorize. That's why this method is named after that factorization method, because it involves factorization. So here we are going to find the common factor. The common factor here is y. Okay, then y there, y minus 1. Then minus, what is the common there is 17. Okay, y minus 17, 1 equals 0. Okay, then from there we group them, minus 17. Then we get one of these, y minus 1 equals 0. Then from there, we are going to say y minus 17 equals 0, or y minus 1 equals 0. Okay, so y is equals to 0 plus 17. Because when this one goes that side, it will be positive 17. Or y equals 0, then 1 there will be plus now. So y is equals to 17, or y is equals to 1. Hence the answer. So it means now we have found for y. Now remember, this is the equation. We are remaining with what? For x now. So we are now remaining for x. We are done with y. So now for x, it's very, very easy because we have the value of y. So just get this equation, okay? The first equation, that one, we just say x is equals to 6 minus 2y for us to find x. So for us to find x is equals to 6 minus 2, where there is y, remember we have got 2. The other one, 17. The other one, 1. So where there is z, we start with the for 17. So we are going to put 17, okay? Where there is y there, we put 17. So x is equals to 6. Negative 2 times 17, the answer is negative 34. Okay, so x is equals to 34 minus, 6 minus 34, it's negative what? Negative 28. Okay, that is x. Or, so we are going to say or, since we have two values for y, so the next one we are going to substitute what? 1. Okay, so this is the first solution for x. Then or x, we get back there, we get this same equation is equals to 6 minus 2. Where there is 1 y, this time around we are going to put 1. Then x is equals to 6. 2 negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. So x is equals to 4. Okay. So these are the solutions to the question which we were given. Thank you so very much for listening. See you in the next class.